Senator, you have 4 minutes.
Thank you very much, Minister. I too want to welcome you into the House this morning to have what is a very important conversation for a lot of people and a growing number of people in South Kildare, and that is the whole issue around special school places. Minister, I thought this commencement mattered this morning because it was announced by Minister Madigan in early December that 4 new special schools will be established this coming September, mainly to be located in Limerick, Meath, Wexford and indeed Kildare South. The issue was in response, as the government had stated on the day, in response to the increasing numbers of students with learning needs. The announcement went on to say that these new schools will cater for about 120 young people with autism and complex learning needs, initially up to 18 years of age, and will gradually increase numbers over the coming years. The announcement dedicated that the areas where they would be based, as I've said, would be Limerick City, Enfield in County Meath, Gorey in County Wexford and the South Kildare area. Most importantly, Minister, from my point of view, the statement said that the move followed analysis which found the level of need in these areas could not be catered for by the expanding places in existing schools. That Minister, in my experience, is my experience too, and a growing experience for so many families in the South Kildare area. More and more I am getting calls, from worried parents that are being told that there is no place for their loved ones, or that the school they're in at the moment, as is the case in one incident, cannot cope with the complex needs of their loved one. I'm sure, Minister, you can imagine the torment and worry that this causes for these parents. To give you an example, as I always do in a case like this, of some of the cases that I am dealing with at the moment, one family's loved one has started preschool. They've applied to 12 schools, some indeed a fair distance from where their own family home is. But as they say themselves, they would bring their child anywhere as long as they get the education and sports that they need. The current school has advised that even if an ASD class was available, they still wouldn't be able to cater for the complex needs of their child. Another family have applied to schools in 6 different counties seeking a place for their loved one, Minister, and another family have simply been told and been unable to identify any school that may take their loved one at this particular time, and as you can imagine, the worry and pressure that puts on them. One of the pressures that I wanted to raise again, it's something I've raised with Minister Foley previously, Minister, is the whole area of the SENOs and the fact that these families are contacting 15, 16, 17 different schools. The issue I raised with Minister Foley on the day at the Autism Committee was, could we actually get the SENOs to do that? Could we coordinate a plan that the SENOs would work with the families, rather than the families having to get birth certs, etc., every time they're applying to a school? Now, it was a positive reply in relation to Minister Foley on that day, which is approximately this time last year, that she would try and organise that, and I hope you can bring that back to Minister Foley, because it is a complex issue, it's a worrying issue, and it's an awful lot of time. And these families are also worried about not just the education, but the physical and the mental needs of their loved ones, as well as looking after the educational needs. And I think it's something that government and indeed SENOs need to get more involved in. Going back to the announcement in December, Minister stated that the exact locations of schools is not yet been revealed, but that the government were hoping to use existing school buildings. I know, Minister, that Monster Evan in South Kildare and the former St Paul's School site would be a location that could accommodate such a school, obviously with modification and needs, because these special schools bring with them the necessary professional people that are needed for the complex needs of so many of the loved ones that I've spoken about. So the location of the new school in South Kildare is so important. We have locations and exact locations for the other 3 schools, but South Kildare has just been mentioned as a general geographic area, Minister. And I'm sure today the families that are listening, and all those families I'm dealing with, and growing numbers of calls that I get each week, are seeking to know where exactly in South Kildare that would be, and as importantly, will it be ready for September, because they cannot continue to make those 20 and 30 phone calls. They cannot continue to travel to schools, and I hope, Minister, you can provide some information for them today.
Thank you, Senator. Minister.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Senator Wall, for raising this issue. A priority for this government is to ensure that all children have an appropriate school placement and that all the necessary supports are provided to our schools to cater for the needs of children with special educational needs. It is important to remember that the vast majority of children with special educational needs are supported to attend mainstream classes with their peers. In 2023, the Department of Education spent over €2.6 billion on special education. Further progress will be made this year, as an additional €113 million will be dedicated to providing supports for children with special educational needs. In 2024, the number of teaching and SNA posts in our schools will increase, with an additional 144 teachers and 1,216 SNAs added to deliver up to 2,700 new places for children with special educational needs. This would mean we will have over 41,500 qualified and very committed people in our schools who are focused wholly and exclusively on supporting children with special educational needs. The National Council for Special Education, NCSE, has the responsibility for planning and coordinating school supports for children with special educational needs. The Department of Education engage intensely with NCSE in relation to the forward planning of new special classes and additional school places. These initiatives are bearing fruit, with over 1,300 new special classes sanctioned and 7 new special schools established over the last 4 years. This forward planning work is well underway ahead of the 24-25 school year. This work involves a detailed review of statistical data in relation to forecasting demand for special class places, an analysis of existing available school accommodation, consideration of improved data sharing arrangements, and a particular focus on the provision of special classes at post-primary level. As Senator Wall has said, Minister Foley and Minister Madigan announced the establishment of a further 4 new special crews for the 24-25 school year, including in South Kildare. These new schools are under the patronage of the Local Education and Training Board, and this will bring to 11 the number of new special schools established nationwide in recent years. The Department of Education is continuing to actively explore the accommodation options available to facilitate the establishment of the new special school in South Kildare. This is being advanced as quickly as possible to facilitate the delivery of accommodation for the new school in the 24-25 school year. Once this process has been completed, the Department will be then in a position to advise the relevant stakeholders. It is also expected that the new special school to be established in Enfield in County Meath will also help meet the needs of some students from the North Kildare region and other local areas. Both schools will cater for young people with autism and complex learning needs up to the age of 18. The schools have been sanctioned as early as possible as part of advanced planning to meet the needs of students with special educational needs due to start next September. This was completed after analysis by the NCSE and the Department of Education found that the level of need in these particular areas could not be catered for by expanding places in existing schools. This analysis, which Senator Wall referred to, also considered the distances being travelled by students to access a special schools place. A dedicated working group comprising of department officials, ETB staff and NCSE local staff has been set up to support the establishment of this new school in the South Kildare area. This group is meeting on regular occasions and is continuing to work to progress a range of issues relating to the development of an admission policy, staff recruitment and training. I want to assure the Senator that both the Department, the NCSC, will continue to work closely with Kildare and Wicklow ETB to progress this, but I will also raise the issue that with Minister Foley and Madigan around the SENO collaboration.
Senator Wall.
Yeah, thank you very much, Minister. I do appreciate that reply, and I think the most important thing that we can take about from your reply is that we will have a special school in South Kildare in September, and I think that's the message that needs to go out to those many families that are ringing me, and indeed all public representatives in South Kildare, because, as I said in my introduction, when you hear those stories, you just the stress that's on families. So the message is that we will have a school. I have mentioned that there is a location in Montreven, County Kildare. There's also obviously locations in Natoy and Newbridge and whatever else that I'm sure can accommodate the needs of a special school. But what we do want, Minister, is to ensure that the school is ready in September, because at this stage, as I said, I have a mountain number of parents who cannot actually find a place for their loved one come September. So I'm taking from it, and maybe you will bring that back to both ministers, that we want to make sure and ensure that the school is up and running in September. And I would appreciate if you also brought back the comment that you have also acknowledged in relation to the SENOs, that we actually work with SENOs and parents to take that stress from the parents of ringing all those schools and preparing all those birth certificates, etc. So thank you very much, Minister, for your reply. We look forward to the official opening of that school in September.
Thank you, Senator.